Welcome to the #1 spot health and wellness practitioners go to double their current income and turn their 10-hour work day into a 10-hour work week. Join us as we dive into the tips, tools, and tech you need to create a life and practice on your own terms. More freedom, flexibility, fulfillment, and of course, funds. It's time to build your online practice. And I'm your host, Michelle Rogers, also known as the Wealthy Woman. Be sure to subscribe for your weekly dose of education, inspiration, and action. Let's get started. I'm so excited. I've had so much fun putting together this masterclass for you. And I hope, my thought is that it's going to be very enlightening for you. And you are going to be walking away with some pretty serious action items that are going to set you up for success in 2024. Can you believe it? There's only a couple weeks left. Oh my God. Okay. So are we ready? Let me go ahead and share my screen. For those of you who are brand new, hello and welcome. I am so glad you're here. We have different events happening throughout the month, and just different fun things. So you have jumped in during our masterclass day. So let me go ahead, share my screen here. Okay. Think you can see it. Oh, okay. Oh, and let me go ahead. Let me pull up Facebook on my phone because I won't be able to see comments on. Won't be able to see comments on my computer. So let me put this here just in case you guys do have any questions. Hello, Taryn. I like seeing on my mobile too because I can see who is tuning in. All right. So reigniting the passion for your practice, recommit to your mission, and recalibrate to your purpose, right? Like who doesn't want this as we're stepping into 2024? And I know so many of you, depending on where you're at, right? Like some of you are still in brick and mortar, maybe hospital, maybe wherever you are in a position, and you're really wanting to step into the online space. This is still going to be beneficial for you. But also if you've been in the online space and you're like, man, I am just like, something needs to shift, change, move. This is going to be for you too. So definitely have a notebook ready, someplace to write some things down. This is going to be a bit interactive. We might have some pauses so that you can take some notes and do some reflection, because I think that is something that a lot of us, including me, don't make enough time for. And the end of the year is such a beautiful, perfect time to do that. So let's go ahead and dive in. If any questions pop up, hey, Carrie, any questions, comments, whatever, you guys know I love interacting with you guys in the comments. So it helps like feed me. I'm a generator as far as human design goes. So comments are like super fun for me to respond to. So say, hey, tell me where you're tuning in from. Let me know if you're in the Wealth Academy. I want to know it all. And I'm going to be just tuning in here on my phone. So when I'm looking down, that's what I'm looking at. So let's dive into the training, and I'm basically going to be showing you exactly how I keep the excitement and the expansion alive through it all. There's some key components that we're going to be tapping into today. So also, if you love this masterclass, definitely stay tuned. I've got a couple of fun announcements, something that I'm doing that I've never done before next month. And then also something that is launching next month, which I have dropped some hints about. Hello, Eleanor from Chicago. Fantastic. I'm so excited that you are here. All right. So if you guys don't know me, I'm Michelle Rogers. My background is in naturopathic medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, and functional diagnostic nutrition. And I believe that if we give the body the right information, the right instructions, the right environment, it does what it does best. It heals, right? And so I'm here to help you facilitate that with your clients in the online space. So I really truly believe that we together as practitioners, no matter what your background, modality, specialty, whatever it may be, we have the capacity to change the world, right? We can shift this paradigm that clearly is not working for so many people. And it's really heartbreaking, right? I know as practitioners, we hear all the time just how people are dismissed and, whatever in the medical system. And they are seeking our help, right? And how cool is it that we can use this insane internet that I don't even know how it really works. Like, does anyone know like the inner workings of the internet? I don't know. But the fact is, we get to use it to reach people who are seeking our help, right? And so it's just like this win, 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 win situation. And I want to help you do that in the best possible way. So I'm so happy you are on this journey with me. So I've been in practice. I graduated Bastyr University back in 2012 now. And so I have been in private practice since then. 2018 is when I went into the online space. I keep telling people I closed my private practice down, but I still have one client. I actually just had a previous client reach back out to me who was like a dear, like my ideal dream, beautiful client. And she's like, hey, I have been working with all of these functional medicine doctors locally, and none of them compare to you. Like, is there any chance that we can work together and get things back on track with my health? Because she has some concerns. And so I was like, oh gosh, like, do I have that capacity? Is that something that I want to do? And even just that is like such a gift to be able to be like, oh my gosh, like I can choose to work with people who I just feel so beautifully energetically aligned with, who like it feels like a really nourishing connection, and we've already worked together. Like it's just a beautiful thing. So I haven't made a final decision yet, but we're talking about it, and I'm thinking I will probably bring her on as a private client as well. So anyways, I have been in practice for over a decade now. I specialize in functional lab analysis and integrating that into the work that I do. And I, work with clients from a personalized nutrition standpoint, lifestyle upgrades, biohacking. I typically work with women, so we talk a lot about that and biohacking specifically for women, animal-based eating, and targeted nutrient therapy. And that's really the basis of how I work with people and how I teach other practitioners to work with people in the online space as well. And of course, I am such a huge fan of you in like integrating and immersing your own essence, specialty, interests, passions, all of those things into your own practice, right? So along the way, I have done a ton of things wrong. Just I've been through the gamut. I've done the I need to be professional, wear my stethoscope, my white coat, starting podcasts, doing all these things, spending a fortune on my overhead for my office. It was a beautiful office, don't get me wrong, but I did all of that stuff. I've been there. I was in in-person practice, primary care model, insurance paradigm for 4 years, an additional private practice, brick and mortar for another 2 years, specializing in women's health and autoimmunity, because that's my own health background. That tends to be what we do, right? And then I entered the online space in 2018, been in the online space ever since. Will never look back. You couldn't pay me enough money to go back into working with people in person. And it's not that it's working with people in person, but just the commute, the overhead, the red tape, all of the things that just were not serving me or my clients, our patients at the time. So, anywho, what I did do though, I ended up doing some things right, some of the most important things correctly. And so after 11 plus years now, I get to bump that up to 12 soon. Oh my goodness. I've learned, why most practices fail, especially online practices. I've learned the main strategy that most practitioners in the online space are missing. I've learned what your ideal client really wants and what they're going to pay for, right? Like I have this person coming back to me after I think 2 years, right? And my prices are not cheap, right? Like my comprehensive functional health program for 6 months. I think she paid $21,000 for that program. And she's like, can I come back and work with you? Like, it's about how you show up, how you serve, and what value you're offering inside of your programs and packages, right? And, the comprehensive high ticket piece is one aspect. There's also low ticket. I have a membership in place. You can also do group programs and other things of that sort. It's really around what you want to create, who your ideal clients are, etc. So, how to add immense value to your services, which I kind of just spoke about, and create effortless yes sales, the core functional lab tests that make the most impact and get reliable results, and how to address client objections when it comes to investment, how to help them actually get it and the value that you're offering and providing them, right? So I discovered all this the long and hard way. Oh my goodness. Oh, but you get to collapse time and take the easier route if you choose, right? Like you are here, you've already taken a huge step in that direction. So stoked you are joining me. My guess is that you are feeling a bit stagnant, perhaps. If it's the end of the year, 2024, you want to jump into a brand new online practice or expand your online practice. Maybe you've been doing the same thing day in, day out, and you're tired of the lack of results, whether it's financial, whether it's clinical, whether it's your own life and lifestyle. You might be feeling frustrated, right? Like you're uninspired by your practice, your clients or patients, and your trajectory, right? Like something needs to change as soon as possible, right? Maybe you're also having some doubts, right? You've been so lost in the grind, like your head down, tunnel vision in the grind, in the hustle, trying to make ends meet and doing what you think you should do, that you've lost touch with what you actually want, right? Like, what do you actually want? What is your desire? What do you want to create? What's your vision? So, if this is resonating, let me know if you guys are watching. I'm so curious. But if that does sound like you, I have got you covered. So, my goal for you at the end of this masterclass is for you to feel more inspiration, to feel inspired, to reconnect with your drive, your motivation, your sense of purpose and passion for serving your clients and patients. I want you to feel empowered, right? I want you to feel like you're ready to step into more confidence around your abilities, about your competence, right? Your vision, your trajectory for 2024 and beyond. Okay. I want you to tap back into creativity and innovation. I want you to feel more tapped into the new ideas, solutions, opportunities in your online practice, right? Obstacles are opportunities. Okay. So, this masterclass, Terrence says, love it all. Yes, yes, yes. Reigniting the passion for your practice, recommit to your mission, and recalibrate to your purpose. So inside this masterclass, we're going to explore recognizing your current state, right? Because the number one step, no matter what, in creating change in our lives, whatever it is, really, is creating some awareness. So recognizing where you're currently at, like being real with that. The power of passion and purpose. We're going to dive into that, what that actually means, reconnecting with your mission, what that actually means, right? Sometimes there's like confusion about some of these terms and they're thrown around. And so I want to create some clarity around that so you can actually know where I'm coming from, okay? Cultivating inspiration and empowerment, fostering creativity and innovation, and then, of course, goal setting and action steps, because you can't leave this masterclass without having a little bit of guidance, right? So, one of my favorite quotes is from James Clear. If you guys haven't read Atomic Habits, do so ASAP. It's going to help you. It's going to help your clients and patients. Like, it's very, 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 very good. Okay. So, quote, your current habits are perfectly designed to deliver your current results. If you could like sum up the definition of radical responsibility into one statement, like one sentence, this would be it. Your current habits are perfectly designed to deliver your current results, right? Okay, I'll let you sit with that one. Masterclass complete. Just kidding. Okay, so what I would really love you to do right now, if you have time, if not, come back to this. You will have access to the replay, so you can actually like pause this and work through some of these prompts. But I want to do a little bit of reflection for 2023. So reflecting on your current emotions, challenges, obstacles in relation to your online practice. So again, being real, being raw, being honest, like taking a good look. Okay. So here are some prompts for you. So what worked? And this could be anything. It's kind of like an open-ended thing, right? Like what worked, meaning what did you do or didn't do? Like what actions did you take that got the results that you were looking for? Or at least started moving things in that direction. What didn't work? What did you do or didn't do? What actions did you or did you not take? that didn't get the results that you were looking for, got the opposite results, got zero results, right? What didn't work? What were you doing when you felt fully in your power? I wrote it in first person. So, like, what was I doing when I felt fully in my power? And you can think about that. Like, where were you? Were you doing something specific? Who were you with? Was it with a particular type of client or particular type of patient? Is it a certain modality? Like, what makes you feel really freaking alive and lit up? On the other hand, what felt heavy or resistant or forced, right? Like hard. What felt really challenging and hard and not, and sometimes I actually, I don't want to use the word challenge because I like challenge. Challenge to me is like, oh yes, like let's do this. Whereas like when things feel heavy and resistant and forced, it's just like, no, like I don't want to do like, no, right. But like challenge to me is like, yes, like there's a bit of confidence, a bit of like oomph behind it, right? So on the other hand, like what just felt like maybe you kept trying it, maybe it was the same thing over and over and over again, and just like nothing's working. Like what walls were you coming up against? Now, what do you regret not doing? Like, was there something that you kept yourself from doing for one reason or another? Maybe it was out of fear. It's typically what it is, right? Or whether it's fear of judgment, whether it's fear of failure, whether it's fear of success, maybe it's fear, like whatever that is. What did you regret not doing? Could be something like an action, could be something you said, could be anything, right? What area or areas of your life did you neglect? This is when it starts to get real, right? Real, real, some people say. Like, what did you neglect? Like right now, I'm thinking like, I didn't take enough baths. Oh, but I'm serious. Like I didn't take enough baths. Baths are so nourishing to me. Like that's something I need to prioritize. Bath time, laying out in the sun, moving my body. I've been really good at moving my body, so that's fine. But nutrition's been really on lock. Hydration's been pretty on lock. So thinking about like what did you neglect? Maybe it was a relationship, right? Could be anything. So just thinking about like what areas of your life did you neglect? And then what are 3 lessons that you want to take with you in 2024? 3 lessons. It could be related to what you've already written. You know, if you're going back, you're writing it out right now. I know I'm going a little bit fast, but you can at least get started and like start getting those wheels turning and then revisit this as well. What are 3 lessons that you want to take with you in 2024? All right. So let's dive into the power of passion and purpose. But I think it's really important to touch on what the heck is passion and purpose. Like people always say, like, oh, you gotta be in your passion and your purpose. Like, are you in your passion and your purpose? Are you working towards your passion and purpose? But like, what is it, right? So passion is that deep, like almost uncontainable excitement and enthusiasm you feel when you're doing something that you truly love. Like what I do, I truly freaking love it. I love it. Okay. Like it doesn't feel like work, right? It's that fire in your belly, that feeling of being fully alive and engaged, lit up, right? In the context of your wellness practice, passion means loving what you do, feeling inspired every day to help others, being genuinely excited about the impact you can make on people's lives. It's that driving force that keeps you motivated and makes your work not feel like work at all, right? And I know so many of us start with this. Like early on, we have this and we're like super tapped into that. And it's just like, that's the way it is. Every day we're just like, yes, let's go. And then we get into residency or we get into certain positions or routines and we dive into insurance companies. Like we're just doing the thing that we think we should be doing and we lose that passion, right? And then there's like a dullness that starts to replace the passion, right? But I think you know what I mean when I say passion. Purpose, on the other hand, is the why behind what you do, right? It's the profound reason that gives meaning to your actions. And your wellness practice purpose means understanding the greater significance of your work. It's knowing that you're not just helping clients lose weight or improve their health, you're contributing to their overall well being and happiness. Like you're making a freaking impact in their lives, and the ripple effect of that impact is massive, immeasurable, right? Your purpose is your guiding light, the reason you get out of bed in the morning, and it infuses every aspect of your practice with meaning and intention. Okay. So, reflection questions. Told you this was going to be interactive. Do you feel you're currently living in alignment with your passion and your purpose? And it's totally okay to admit to yourself if you're not, because the goal is moving into 2024 is to realign with that, right? What would it feel like if you were aligned with your passion and your purpose, what you're doing? Like, what would it feel like in your body? How would you know when you got there? Like, how would you know, like, oh, yeah, I'm totally aligned with my passion and my purpose? What would your life and practice look like, feel like, smell like, taste like, sound like? Like, immerse yourself in what that could be, because it is possible. Like, I have 0% doubt. Like, it's 100% possible, right? All right. How are we doing here? We doing all right? Are we getting too intense, too deep? We're good? Feel me? All right. Let's dive into reconnecting with your passion. Sorry, your mission. Mission. But first, of course, let's go ahead and dive into what the heck a mission is, right? Because what's the difference? Like purpose, passion, mission, like what are these things, right? So your mission is like the North Star of your wellness practice. It's the overarching goal or the objective that drives and guides everything that you do. Your mission is deeply rooted in your purpose and your passion, right? It's the what of your practice, the specific impact or change you want to create in the lives of your clients or in the world, right? In the context of your wellness practice, your mission might be to empower your clients to take control of their health, transform their lives, and achieve a state of well being they've never experienced before, right? So, like, my mission is helping empower health and wellness practitioners so that they can show up and empower their clients and patients, right? Like, I want you guys to fill your cups so freaking much and be so resourced physically, mentally, emotionally, financially that, like, you are showing up fully to serve from a place of overflow instead of sustenance, right? And on top of that, we're shifting the freaking health and wellness paradigm that exists right now, the dysfunctional health and wellness paradigm that exists right now. Okay. And we're doing that together. This could be about helping them reach their health and wellness goals, whether it's losing weight, managing stress, or cultivating a healthier lifestyle. Your mission serves as your practice's ultimate destination, and it's what gives your work a sense of direction and meaning. It's what you're striving to accomplish each day, and it's what inspires you to show up with passion and purpose in your practice. So it's like what inspires, it's like what is the fuel, the gas to your passion and purpose, right? It's like behind, it like holds up your passion and purpose. right? Cool. Your mission is a powerful force that not only fuels your own fulfillment, but also positively impacts the lives of those you serve, right? And I talk a lot about freedom, flexibility, and fulfillment. And that fulfillment is fueled by this mission, that sense of purpose. And all of that is part of fulfillment, right? Yeah, cool. So, reflection questions. Do you feel you're currently connected to your overall mission? Like, can you name it? Can you describe it? Can you tap into it? Like what it feels like? What would it feel like if you were connected to your overall mission? How would you know when you got there, when you achieved that, when you were connected? What would your life and practice look like, feel like, smell like, taste like, sound like? You'd probably show up a bit differently, huh? Your content would probably sound a bit different, right? There's like a sense of anchoring that comes with knowing your mission, really embodying your mission, right? It like creates a steadiness, is what I feel. That's like unshakable. The word unfuckwithable comes to mind. But that's like your mission. Cool. Okay. So let's tap into cultivating inspiration and empowerment. So, inspiration and empowerment can look like a bunch of different things. So, I just wrote down a few examples. Continuous learning, like I'm a self proclaimed lifelong learner, right? Like that is really inspiring. I feel really empowered. Like I love it. It nourishes me. Self care and well being, of course, right? Taking care of ourselves is huge and it affects how we show up, how we communicate, our level of emotional intelligence. Like all of these things are really dependent on how well we're taken care of, how resourced we are, right? Connection and community, huge, right? So what could that look like for you? So do you feel inspired? Do you feel motivated? Do you feel excited? Do you feel empowered by your current life and practice, how things are currently set up, how they're currently running? If not, what would it feel like if you were? Right? Again, you'd probably show up to your consults differently, write your content differently, maybe produce different or more content, maybe show up on video, maybe do a masterclass, maybe do a webinar, maybe there's so many options, right? Maybe host an in-person event, who knows? How would you know when you got there? When you were feeling all of these things, right? Like what would your life and practice look like, feel like, smell like, taste like, sound like think into that. Imagine just feeling inspired again, empowered in what you're doing and how you're showing up. All right. And you can always come back, watch the replay, pause this, take as much time as you need to write these out. I do encourage you to write these out. Do this. It's going to be very enlightening. Fostering creativity and innovation. So again, this could look like a bunch of different things. So don't feel limited by what I wrote here. This was just, a few ideas, but collaboration across disciplines, right? One of the things I love about the Wealth Academy is we have people from all different modalities and disciplines, right? We have MDs, DOs, we have nurse practitioners, we have acupuncturists, chiropractors, physical therapists. Like we have all these different types of practitioners. And so on office hours and the chat or whatever, it's like people get to share different perspectives. And so it helps you with your creativity and innovation because it's taking you out of the box that it's not, I'm not saying like it's your fault you're in a box, but like we have to realize sometimes that we're in a box. And sometimes the only way we can do that is by having some kind of external input. And that's why being in a group of people, like a mentorship, a mastermind, a coaching container, whatever that looks like, can be super freaking helpful because people bring up topics and things that you wouldn't necessarily think of, right? And that's why mentorship and coaching is so important too, right? That's how you illuminate blind spots, fill in gaps. Like it's by having that external perspective, basically doing something like workshops, right? Or retreats, things that are outside of your routine where you get those like novel experiences that break up the monotony and get those dopamine hits. These are all going to foster creativity and innovation, right? Like this is totally unrelated, but I don't know why it's coming to mind. But it's like when you're in a relationship forever, right? Like say you're in a relationship for 20 plus years, like one of the best things that you could do is have novel experiences with each other, do new different things, go to different places, eat at different new restaurants, try new things together, go to weird, I don't know, pottery night things. You know what I'm saying? Like doing stuff that you don't usually do, because that's when the dopamine starts increasing and starts circulating. And that's what creates that like creativity, innovation, excitement, like the novelty piece. And so breaking up that monotony is really, really, really important and can lead to really profound creativity and innovation. So, how are you currently creating space for creativity and innovation? Right? Even something like meditation, if that's something that you do, moving meditation, however you want to call it. I mean, some people get like wild downloads just in the shower because it's their only time during the day that they have white space, right? I know there's a lot of mamas in this community, and I know time is limited. It's sacred. So, like, when do you have those times when you can like just free up some space? Do something different, break up that routine. What would it feel like, right? If you had that creativity flowing again, that innovation flowing again, how would you know when you got there? What would your life and practice look like, feel like, smell like, taste like, sound like, right? It's by fostering this creativity and innovation that your next, $100,000, $1 million idea can come from. Like that's how important this is. Because otherwise, we just get stuck in our loops. And December of next year is going to roll around, right? And you're going to be like, oh my God, like nothing has changed. Taryn says mine's always in the shower after the kids go to bed. Exactly. Exactly. And then you have this like divine moment of inspiration where you're like, yes, like this is the best idea ever. Or like some people wake up like in the middle of the night and they'll have these ideas. It's like have a notepad next to your bed, right? So that you can write those down. Because a lot of times they are actually really excellent ideas, right? Maybe you need a notepad in the shower, Taryn. All right. So goal setting and action steps. So let's get into the deal. So I don't have specific goals and action items for you, right? From your work that we've just done in this masterclass, from your notes, I want you to build out your own action items. Okay. That's why it's so important for you to do the work in this masterclass. So going back, what is one thing that you can start implementing to tap back into your passionate purpose for 2024? What is one thing that you can do to reconnect with your mission for 2024? What is one way you can create more space to cultivate inspiration and feel empowered in how you serve in 2024? And finally, what is one way you can create space to foster creativity and innovation in 2024? Those are your action items. Taryn says, I actually have a notepad on the vanity in the bathroom for this reason. You are ahead of the game. So proud of you. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Perfection. Beautiful. So I want to just share a few. I love sharing wins like from the last few weeks, from the last month. So these are just some fun ones from the Wealth Academy. Just people moving the needle, getting things done, getting unstuck, changing mindset, reframing things, getting their LLCs set up. We got a bunch of new business entities, people getting certified, people doing all kinds of stuff. So super fun. Um, Raving about the support inside of the Wealth Academy, mindset shifts, rewiring the brain, huge bonus at work. Hello, removing stagnation. Amazing. People wanting to come back. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I just love sharing these with you guys. That is all I have for you. I hope that this masterclass was informative and reflective for you. If you didn't finish the journaling exercises, be sure to watch the replay, pause it, take as much time as you possibly need to really work through these questions, because I can't tell you how like just how beneficial it is to really tap into like where we've been, where we're at, and where we're going, because having that time, setting aside that time, is a complete game changer, because otherwise we just end up kind of fumbling into the next year, just doing the same stuff we've been doing, and then we get stuck in this pattern where nothing changes, and 6 months, 6 years later, we're still doing the same thing. We haven't reached our goals. We haven't created the practice of our dreams, and we're just not doing what we want to do, right? And no one wants to live an uninspired life. Okay. So thanks for all the reflections. Of course, Susan, I'm so glad you were here. It's nice to see you again. Amazing, you guys. All right. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to either comment on this replay or send me a direct message. You guys know I'm super accessible. So love the encouragement. Yay. I'm so happy, Susan. Amazing. You have got this. You've got it. I believe in you. All right, everybody, have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day, a beautiful rest of your week, and I hope to chat with you soon. All right, that's a wrap for today. If you want the exact breakdown of how I help practitioners go from their first 5K to consistent 50K months with just 2 offers, 10 hours per week, and an audience of less than 500 people, be sure to click the link in the podcast description or head to wealthywoman.co/breakdown. To make sure you don't miss an episode, be sure to subscribe. And for daily online practice insights, follow me on Instagram at wealthywoman.co. Let's create your life of wealth, full of abundance, purpose, health, wealth, and joy.